Hello, everyone. This is Jeff Bell, the Marketing Doctor, and thank you for coming on this call. Today we're going to be talking about promotion for you as a CPA or an accountant to try and attract new clients, retain the current clients that you have, and also use it as a tool to generate referrals. For those of you who do not know who I am, again, my name is Jeff Bell. I'm a marketing consultant, and you're here today on the call probably because you're a client of Troy Patton's and his Coach Patton coaching program. You're either currently a client or possibly an alumni who's been in it. Troy's been a client of mine since 2006, so this is going on 7 years now, where I help him do a variety of marketing and advertising for his different businesses. One of them is his Coach Patton program. And so along with helping Troy, I have clients across the country, and several of his coaching clients from time to time hire me as their outsourced marketing department. So you may have heard Troy mention me on a couple of his coaching calls for things like landing pages or Google AdWords or just in general marketing. And so that's who I am, a little bit of an introduction. And I'm also here in Indianapolis, Indiana, here in the Midwest. And so, again, we want to welcome everybody on the call today. If you received an email or maybe a mailing that I did, had some information in there, and the promotion on this was that, you know, it's tax season. I know everybody's time is valuable right now, but I wanted to kind of give you an overview of a real simple, I think, marketing program that's pretty cost-effective, that you can use as a standalone item here in tax season, again, to do three things. One, we want to make sure that we retain your current clients that you have from year to year. You know, if you add clients, that's always great, but you don't want to ever lose, a large percentage of clients every year, because then you're always in the hole playing catch-up. And so retaining your current clients is always a good business building strategy. That way, you know, if you can retain 100%, then everything that you add is just, pure growth for you. So I think this little program fits the bill in a certain way. Obviously, you want to, if you're going to grow your practice, you want to add new clients. And one of the ways that I have found, whether it's a CPA business or an accounting business or any type of business, you always want to have some specific reason or special distinction for somebody to choose you over anybody else in the marketplace. Even if you're good at what you do, a lot of times people will automatically assume that you're just like everybody else, especially if they don't know anything about you. And so from a marketing standpoint, and if you're advertising this, to whether it's, your local Chamber of Commerce, or you're using kind of print ads in the local magazine, it's always best to just have something special, some little distinction or some reason that they can pick you over somebody else. And so, again, I think this program fits that bill. And then lastly, obviously, we want to generate referrals anytime that we can throughout the year. Tax season, though, is a special time to do that, because right now, you're getting information in from all your clients, whether they're 1040 clients or business clients, and, you're going to be doing a lot of work for them. And so now's a good time from a positioning standpoint to ask them to reciprocate and do something for you. And so, again, having some type of referral program in place so that while they're bringing information into you, hopefully they can refer their friends, their family, their coworkers, their church members, anybody in their circle of influence that they have to you during tax season, so that you can benefit from all that hard work that you do from them. And, hopefully everybody's a good qualified accountant. They do good work, and the people that they send you, you're going to do that same good work for them too. And so this program fits that bill, I think, again, as another reason to ask for a referral, and for them, as a client of yours, again, whether it's a business client or a 1040 client, for them to send people to you. And last but not least, I think it's always a good idea, especially in the highly competitive environment and in the economy that we're in, that if you have some element of fun or excitement to any of the marketing activities that you do, well, that's always a plus. It helps people remember you, who you are, what you do, and specifically choose you over your competition. So given all that, I want to give you a quick outline of, again, what I think is a relatively simple marketing program. You can use it during tax season. It hits all these goals that I just mentioned. And if you implement it, and I think advertise it to as many businesses and people as possible, I think you can do some good in terms of growing your business. So what I call this is the tax season contest drawing. And I'm going to give you an overview of a couple things. One is the basic campaign that I think that you want to do to advertise and communicate this to everybody. And then second is more of an advanced campaign. Things that you can do to, if you have the program in place, really get the word out, have people respond, and from whatever your local or regional market is, get people to, send you business and come back to you. So the first part of the campaign, and again, it's called a tax season contest drawing. The first element is to tell all your current, and if you have past clients and you keep track of those folks, that you're going to hold a drawing for some type of grand prize that they will automatically be entered into when they submit or they bring in their tax return information. And we've had people do this for the last couple of years from a grand prize standpoint. I think you can spend anywhere between $300 and $500 and get a pretty neat grand prize. I think right now prices on the Kindle, I'm not sure what the different brands are, but those are under $300. If you go to Sam's Club or you go to Best Buy, for under $500, you can get a 46-inch or even I think a 50-inch high-definition flat-screen TV at either one of these places for under $500. Apple iPad with Retina display is always popular. Again, those are $499, just under $500. So you want to get some type of grand prize. And again, we're going to communicate this to everybody that we've got this grand prize, and when you bring your tax information in to our offices, you're automatically going to be entered into a drawing for it. It's even better if your office is on a busy street, or if you have a lot of foot traffic coming in, whatever the grand prize is, post it out front. We had a couple CPA firms do this before where in the waiting room, they put a large screen TV. That was the grand prize. It was, noted as such, and they had it on the whole time. So when somebody came in, the receptionist would point to them and say, hey, Mrs. Smith, just want to let you know you're going to be entered in for the drawing for this flat screen high definition TV. And so it gets people excited, and they get to actually see and hear, and if they wanted to, actually touch the grand prize. So whether it's, again, a TV, an Apple iPad, some type of Kindle, some type of electronic, anything like that that's demonstrable that you can have out running, plugging in, the better. So first thing is you're going to have a drawing with a grand prize. Second aspect of this contest is that there's going to be a timing incentive. I would think that from a workflow standpoint, you always want to make sure that you get as most of your business coming in here in the first couple of months of tax season, as opposed to having all your clients waiting until the month of April, and especially just a few days before April 15th. And so the way to structure this drawing is that from a timing incentive, I would explain the drawing is going to work this way. I would tell people something like this. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, when you bring in your tax information in the month of February, you're going to receive 3 tickets for the drawing for the grand prize. If you wait and you bring in your tax information in during the month of March, you're only going to receive 2 tickets for the drawing. And if you wait and you bring in your tax information in April, you'll just receive 1 ticket for the drawing for the grand prize. Obviously we want your business, but the earlier the better. And so the earlier that you bring in your information, again, in February you're going to get 3 tickets, March 2 tickets, and April you're only going to get 1 ticket. So the earlier you come in, the more chances you're going to have for that grand prize. And so, after you explain that to them, and again, you ought to do this a couple different ways, the nice thing about this is that if you have a grand prize, having tickets or giving people more tickets or more chances doesn't cost you anything. It just increases their chances in the drawing. And so, again, it's an incentive for them to come in to your office, get their information into you, as soon as they can because they're going to get more tickets for the drawing. And you don't have to use my numbers. You could, depending upon how many tickets you have, you can go for $10 to Staples, I think, and buy 1,000 of these. Just use regular raffle tickets. But, you could double the number of tickets. You could say, and if you bring your stuff in February, you're going to get 6. If you bring it in March, you're going to get 4. If you bring it in April, you're going to get 2. Everything's relative in terms of chances. It's just however you want to structure it. So that's the second aspect of it. There's going to be a timing incentive that I would suggest that you use, encourage people to come in earlier, and they're going to get more tickets to the drawing. The third aspect of this, in terms of just a basic program, is that from a referral standpoint, you can use this same drawing to create referral business. And so what you do, in addition to what I just told you about them coming in early, is just tell your current customers that when they refer somebody, that the current customer is going to get another X tickets, it could be 1 ticket or it could be a higher number ticket, into the drawing for the grand prize. And then also tell them that the person that they refer will also be entered into the drawing, and you can use whatever rules that you want to set up. I've got some CPAs that they say it doesn't matter if you refer somebody, the referring person that comes in is automatically going to get 3 tickets into the drawing. Or you can do it the same way as we did in the timing for the current clients. You could say, if the referral comes in during February, they're going to get 3 tickets, March 2 tickets, April 1 ticket, or some multiplier of that, or something like that. I guess you could even do it February 2 tickets, March 1 ticket, April you get no tickets. That would be a little bit aggressive, but and it gets away from you're automatically entered into the drawing. But again, you can do it however you want. So you can create this referral program, and again, the same thing. Tell your current clients when you refer somebody, not only is the referral person going to get X amount of tickets into the drawing for the grand prize for the HD TV, flat screen, 50-inch, blah, 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 but you're also going to get additional tickets. And so this is an incentive for them to go ahead, tell their family, tell their friends, if they run a business, tell their coworkers, other business people that you're doing something to encourage them to come to your CPA firm, your tax firm, your accounting firm for tax season. And so that's the basic setup for the basic campaign. Now, the advanced part of this, obviously, is to maximize the base campaign and to communicate all of this stuff to as many clients that you have in as many forms as possible. So how do you do this? Well, here's sort of a checklist. One, you can do it by email. Obviously, you should have all your clients, in a database with an email system that you could send out a bulk email campaign explaining this to them. I would suggest, you can get this off the web. Or take a picture of whatever the product is and put that in the email so that they can actually see what it is. It doesn't hurt if you can do phone calls. A lot of you do this during tax season to tell people, when their appointments are, or just to remind people to come in, whether that's you or somebody in your office. On the phone call, again, mention this campaign. We're going to have a drawing. Here's how it's set up. You get tickets for it, and there's a referral aspect of it also. You could put this in a letter or a postcard. I have found that, unfortunately, although emails are cheap, the open rate on a lot of emails is somewhere between 15 and maybe 25, 30% if you're lucky on average. And so you can't assume that everybody that gets an email is automatically going to open it. So a letter or a postcard sent out to them to their home address or their business address is going to get through. There's no spam filters, there's no firewalls, things like that, and it's an inexpensive way to communicate it. If you keep a fax list to your business customers, send them a fax. If you're going to have personal meetings with them when they drop stuff off at your office, whether that's you or a staff accountant, or even if it's just your receptionist, train them to mention the program during the meeting, especially the fact that there's a referral aspect of it, so they can go back and communicate that to, again, friends, family, coworkers, things like that. I've had some accountants that they'll print up, pretty inexpensive business cards that have a little synopsis of the program on it that they would then hand out to somebody that came into the office, or they would go put that in an envelope or something like that they mail out to them. And then last but not least is text message. If you have an SMS program where you send out text messages to smartphones, I would include that in there. Now, to extend this to non-clients, which, the first part of what I just mentioned is the retention aspect of this. You want to communicate this, obviously, to as many people in your city or your neighborhood or your region as possible. There's a lot of ways that you can do that. One is Facebook. Online, if you have a lot of friends on your regular page, or if you have a fan page, which is the business version of the Facebook page, obviously you want to post that and again put a picture or maybe a small videotape on your Facebook page. You can do this via LinkedIn also. If you have a LinkedIn account and your connections that you have, you can communicate that. You can communicate it to the groups that you are part of. Depending upon the size of your network and the number of groups that you're in, this is another good way to communicate, especially to business clients if you're looking for, business clients, monthly clients, and business referrals. Most of the people that are on LinkedIn are business people and a lot of business owners, and so communicate that through your LinkedIn. You do that through a post, or if you use one of the email programs that are out there that can link to LinkedIn, you can use that through your email program. Send that out and link that email as opposed to LinkedIn. Local newspapers would be another thing. If you have a local newspaper in town, they're always looking for information to, print in the paper, whether it's a daily or a weekly, something like that. Again, it's just some kind of distinction or a reason. It could be, Bob Jones Accounting is going to be holding a drawing for everybody that brings in their taxes. We're going to be giving away a large screen TV or an iPad. They can put a picture in there. Local newspapers love to print that kind of thing. Could be a school newspaper that you could set it in. If you have kids or, there's schools around there, a lot of them have little newspapers or flyers that they put together, and you can contact the local newspaper and see if they can put it in a blurb about that. Bulletin boards in groceries, in churches, and in schools. A lot of times you can just walk in and have a bulletin board with pull tabs, and you can put a little flyer up that explains, the program and how it works. If you're the type of person that does this kind of local marketing, you can use door hangers in local neighborhoods. Obviously, you would want to, identify the neighborhoods that you want to attract in terms of clients, but door hangers that explain, the giveaway for the taxes, the timing of it, picture or mention of whatever the grand prize is always helps. UPS has something called Every Door Direct Mail. That's another way of hitting neighborhoods around your city and your region. And you can go online to, it's https://EDDM, which stands for everydoordirectmail.usps.com. And they have a nice little tool online where you can actually go in, pick the zip codes and the routes within a zip code that you would want to send to. It gives you a visual representation of what the neighborhoods actually are, how much they cost. It's all live. And then all you have to do is then print up the piece. It could be a buck slip or a postcard or a flyer with a local printer, and they'll send that out. I think it's about 15.5 cents per piece, and it's a very efficient way to get things out. From a mail standpoint, I think right now the first class post rate is around 46 cents. It just went up here at the end of last month, but you can target it, and so you go do, or you can Google Every Door Direct Mail, and you can see how that tool works. And then last but not least, regular mail or direct mail or some kind of postcard mailing if you keep some kind of list. If you've been in Troy's program for any length of time, a lot of times he's encouraging you to use new mover mailing lists to generate new clients. If you've used that list before and you already have it from Sarah in the office, that would be a good list to go back to if they didn't become clients, obviously, and do a direct mail piece and talk about the program. So Again, those are some ways from an advanced standpoint that you can get the word out about not only the base program of, hey, we're having a drawing for clients, but the referral aspect of it too. And so there's two angles. If you're a current client, you're automatically entered in, please refer people. But if you're not a client of us, we're going to have this drawing, and here's how it works. Here's the grand prize, and here's how your chances of winning are laid out. Now, last but not least, another advanced aspect of this is having a referral partner. And referral partner, here's the way to look at it. Let's say if you're an accountant and you have a business client, and it could be another professional like you, or it could be a retail store, could be a pizza parlor or something like that. Approach them and explain the program, and I would, let's say it's a restaurant, I would tell them something like this. Say, hey, Chris, Chris is going to be the business owner in here. Tax season is here, and I have a little program for getting more tax clients that I just kind of wanted to see if you could help me with. For every person that brings in their taxes to me, I'm going to be entering them into some kind of drawing for a grand prize. And tell them, say in February they're going to get 3 tickets, March they get 2, April they get 1, or whatever your program is. But, say, Chris, if you send over or you refer your customers, your clients, your patients, your members, your congregation, however you want to put it, not only will they be in the contest, but say, I'm willing to give you the same amount of tickets to be in that drawing. So if you send over 5 people in February, and those 5 people each get 3 tickets into the drawing, I'll give you 3 times 5, 15 tickets, and so on. And so, Chris, if you're interested, I can print up little business cards. You can print up flyers. You can print up buck slips, and just say, look, if you can, put this in their bags, if you can include this in the receipts or their checks for everyone that comes into your store. And again, it could be a shop, could be an office, could be a restaurant, pizza parlor, car dealership, the dry cleaners, the spa, the salon, the gym. I'll mark these little flyers or business cards so that you're going to get credit for the referral when that person comes in and brings in their ticket, for the drawing, or you tell them you're going to ask how they heard about you. So, just say, how does that sound to you? And if they think it sounds like an okay idea, the next step is, okay, great. How many flyers or cards do you think you'd need a week to hand out to everybody who comes in or who comes in and buys something, or however you guys set it up? And then, figure that out. Go to your local printer, print these things up or use Vistaprint. And then once a week, I would stop in with those folks and ask them, say, how many did you send out? Here's another stack of them. Do you have any questions? Blah, 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 something like that. And say, you don't have to do this. I would think that just entering them into the drawing itself is enough incentive, especially if they're a current client of yours or they're a business person that you know through the chamber or something like that. But you could also add this kind of spin on it. Say, Chris, look, if you're also interested, I can cross-promote you to my 600, 1,000, whatever the number is, tax clients that I have this year. If you give me something about you or your business, I can include it in with the tax returns for my clients when they come to pick them up. I would just, again, need blank of whatever it is that you have by this particular date to start, having me give them to my clients. And so you can do that. It gets a little tricky in that you want to make sure that, if you've got, let's say a restaurant or a big client that's a restaurant, and there's a relationship there that if you do this with another restaurant, it's not going to aggravate or make the first restaurant grumpy, especially if the second restaurant isn't a client of yours. But, depending upon, the region that you live in, maybe that's not a conflict or anything like that. So that's another aspect of it. Another aspect of, again, getting things out or even getting more prizes is that if you want to approach other companies, again, this can be people that aren't clients or that are current clients with you, explain your program, ask them to donate a prize or prizes as second place or, other prizes or drawings beyond the grand prize that you have. And again, same thing, you can say, I'm going to promote you in the drawing, in the contest that I have, And, I'll put your name in the press release that we send out to local media, which brings up another part of the advanced campaign, and that is local media. It never hurts to type up a simple press release and, again, just send it out to your local media outlets. You can, the simple list for local media is going to be any newspapers, any magazines, local radio, TV stations. That's kind of a starter list. Again, if there are other companies, you want to make sure at the bottom of your press release you identify them as being participants or that they've donated, prizes and things like that. Another aspect is put the grand prize on your website. Again, I mentioned, you can put it in your office, but if you've got the ability to go ahead and edit your website, make sure that you put it on the front page. I do this with clients, especially if we have control of the website. Put a picture of the grand prize up there, explain how the program works. That's the place where people usually land when they're looking for CPAs or accountants or tax prep folks. They land on your homepage, and so that's the place to put the campaign. Next aspect of this advanced part of it is that you want to post the results. If you have an empty fishbowl or some kind of a glass jar, put the tickets in there. When somebody comes in, write their name on it, and then from time to time maybe take a picture of it, post it again online, email the picture to the clients, once or twice a month. If you're using a spreadsheet to track, post the year-to-date results. If you want to hide the names or use abbreviations, if you're concerned about privacy, you can do that. Again, all this is a form of social proof, and it generates excitement about the program. If you have, again, a Facebook fan page or you use Twitter, you can always, post that out. Say, at the end of each week, hey, we had, 15 more people or 60 more tickets into the drawing. So far we've got X. Make sure you get your stuff in, tell everybody about it, blah blah blah. Again, LinkedIn, another place you can announce the drawing, and you can put updates and posts back to your homepage explaining how the drawing works and year to date or month to date how many tickets are in the fishbowl. Google plus local. You can go into your own Google local account. You again post a picture on your local page. You can put an update in there and put in the drawing in the description aspect of that so that the word gets out, especially for people that find you on the internet. Landing page. This is a little bit more aggressive if you do any kind of online advertising with Google AdWords. I'd suggest putting up a landing page and having that be part of the ad. And last but not least, an outdoor banner. They don't cost a lot depending upon where you buy them, but again, if you have an office with front facing a street and you get a lot of foot traffic or a lot of car traffic, you could put a banner outside your front office. God knows I have around my neighborhood here in the city that I live in. I'm in a little city outside of Indianapolis. We've got all the tax prep places seem to have some type of banner out there that, it's tax season. A lot of them have guys standing out with, wafer board signs or Statue of Liberty hats on, and they're waving at all the cars to get people to come in. And so, you've got competition like that, so putting an outdoor banner on there is not within or outside of the realm of possibility. I would suggest if you're in the north or the Midwest where it's cold, you get the heavy vinyl so that it'll last for the next couple of months. But that's another strategy. So that's the program in a nutshell. My pitch to you guys was that I was going to make sure and keep it under 30 minutes, and so it's just now at the bottom of the hour. So that's how the program is structured. I did want to mention, too, if you stay to the end, this is something I mentioned, I have a little bonus. If you're interested, I've got a 4-page overview of this program. A lot of what I just talked about that you can, it states it in black and white, all the different things that you can do. And you can use this 4-page overview as a checklist of all the different things that you should be doing if you want to implement a program like this. Along with this I call it a starter kit or a checklist, I've got a couple of letters that you can use for direct mail pieces. One is just explaining the program and how it works. It's a template, and then another letter is explaining the program and how it works, plus the referral side of it that you could use as direct mail or as templates for sending out emails to your client list or any of the other lists, new mover list or bought list or the everyday direct mail list. So if you're interested in these, again, I don't want to sell anything today, but I'd be happy to give them to you. The way to do that is that if you have a LinkedIn account, which I do, I want you to you can go to my account. You should get an email on this shortly if it's not there already. Just give me a recommendation, that's all. You go on LinkedIn, make sure that we're connected as a first level network connection, and then go into the Give Jeff a Recommendation link on my account and just give me a recommendation about marketing or advertising, based on this phone call, if we're not clients already, which we shouldn't be. But if you do that, when the recommendation comes through, I'll be glad to email you both the Quick Start Guide that you can use as a checklist and both of these email templates that, again, you're happy to reproduce and use, whether it's for direct mail or email. So that's it. Again, I appreciate your time today. I want to thank everybody for being on the call. As I mentioned, I think in the letter, Troy's been a client of mine for 6 going on 7 years. He's got a great program. It's a great way to grow your practice, and some of this marketing stuff that I do for him, again, I want to pass along to you guys so that you get some additional benefit out of the program, and hopefully I can help you grow your practice a little bit. Even if you're not a client of mine, this is a little tidbit and an aspect of it that you can go out and implement. So have a good weekend. I know it's snowy up in the Northeast. Hope everybody up there survives. If you have any questions, the best way to get a hold of me is, again, through the phone number and the emails that are on my emails that went out to you for this program or some of the direct mail. It's Jeff Bell, MD, like Mary David, at Comcast.net, or the number here at the office is 317-774-3787. So again, this has been Jeff Bell, the Marketing Doctor. Thanks again for being on the call, and we hope to talk to you soon.